There's a lot going on in the UK, and today I'm here to talk about the latest changes announced by MAC regarding the temporary shortage occupation list, which was published on 9th of October. So if you want to learn what is temporary shortage occupation list, what's happening, what are the recommendations for phase 2, and list of 82 jobs which will be taken forward for the phase 2, make sure you stay with me till the end of this video. So let's get started with today's video by showing you the exact link of the government portal, and then I made a summary which I'm going to summarize in detail for you guys, so that you don't have to read massive document of 100 pages. So as you can see from the screen, this is the temporary shortage occupation list stage 1 report, which was published by MAC on 9th of October. If you scroll down here, if you click on this, it will take you to this report, which is again a big one, which is about the changes and the recommendation from MAC regarding the temporary shortage list. For people who don't know what is temporary shortage occupation list, just go to Google and type temporary shortage occupation list. And this is what you will see, which was published by the government on 22nd of July 2025. So these are the jobs which are RQF level 3 to 5, which is listed here, which is still eligible for skilled visa. It means if you get this sponsored job in the UK, for the jobs which are listed here, you can still settle in the UK. However, the recommendations are really different, which I'm going to go through with you today. So as of today, anyone who gets a job from this, you are still eligible to get a skill visa, but you cannot bring your dependent. Remember. Okay, so I will provide the link to you so that you can read through the details, which is published by the government, what is the recommendation and what they are proposing. However, there's also another article by NHS. They have also summarized this pretty good in terms of what is the recommendation by MAC and what they are suggesting and what changes they are seeing. So I'm going to take you straight to the notes which I have made for you guys. Now, remember, this is the stage 1 report. There will be another report next year in July. So what they have said, they're designing a targeted migration route for critical occupations, while they want to also incentivize the domestic workforce development. For example, they have realized that there are certain jobs which are critical for the UK economy, but they don't want to disrupt the growth of the economy because they are critical and they have less people. And they find labor shortages in those areas. And hence, through their own analysis, they have compiled a list of 82 jobs which they think should be taken to the stage 2, where they think people should still come and work in the UK, maybe not for the permanent basis, but for a temporary basis. They are also hinting towards, I feel so, a temporary kind of visa. But again, this is what I think, not the government have said, but they want to not allow those people to get a permanent settlement like a ILR. So the Migration Committee has published stage 1 of its report, like I said, on TSL. So I'll be using the term TSL, which is Temporary Shortage Occupation List. And this will be reviewed again in July 2026. So stage 2 is about review of all those 82 jobs which they have published, which they think it is in demand, it is in shortage because there's less people. Now, at present, the current expiry date for assigning COS under TSL occupation is 31st of December 2026. So like I said, the current temporary shortage occupation list, anybody who gets a job from a licensed sponsor, you can still move on. It is a skill visa. You get a skill visa and you can settle in the UK because that's a permanent visa, but you cannot bring your dependent. However, the COS which is being issued, now they're giving an end date to it as 31st of December 2026. Now, they have also said that the temporary shortage list will be reviewed at least every 3 years and in some cases every 18 months as well, which was not the case before when shortage occupation list was there. I can't even remember that they had ever reviewed the shortage occupation list, which was there for maybe 10 years, 15 years, or even more. But now they are keeping a close eye and they want to review this every 3 years to make sure those jobs are still critical for the growth of UK and still they need people in the UK on a temporary basis for those jobs. Now, I want to give a little context. Now, for people, of course, who are following my channel for some time, you already know UK government is trying to cut down on net migration. In fact, the data shows that net migration reached a record 906,000 in the year ending June 2023. And this was a 4-fold increase under 4 years. And the immigration white paper, which was published in last year, May 2025, they introduced this temporary shortage occupation list, TSL, which I showed you on the portal, to provide a time limited access for RQF 3 to 5 occupations to the industrial strategy or critical infrastructure. Now, RQF level 3 to 5 jobs are considered as low skill jobs and not high skill jobs. Any job which is RQF level 6 is considered as high skill job in the UK. Now, key changes: skills threshold raised to degree level, RQF level 6, which you guys know. Immigration salary list was replaced with TSL, and overseas recruitment ended for social care, and enhanced English language requirements. So this I have already covered in the previous videos. This is just a little summary for people who are watching the video for the first time. Now, what is happening? We are currently in stage 1. So stage 1, what happened? You guys should be aware of it. So stage 1 was all about the visa design recommendation. So they were designing a system and providing a recommendation. When I said they're hinting towards a temporary visa, but again, it's a hint as part of stage 1. But again, they have not kind of proposed it openly. So visa design recommendations and identifying potentially crucial occupations through quantitative analysis and sector engagement. They're looking at which are the sectors which is impacted. If you guys are reading the news, you may have seen London's mayor. He have already requested MAC to halt the changes which are being recommended, because they can see that the staffs are getting impacted, especially people who are working in network rail. And because of that, they can see a huge gap, and they don't want to disrupt the whole working system at the moment. So they are taking feedback, they're analyzing each sector one by one, taking recommendation, looking at the critical areas. So that was all stage 1, and the outcome of stage 1 was they identified 82 jobs which are still in critical demand and which is impacting the UK's economy, structure or infrastructure. Now, what will be the stage 2? Now, stage 2 is about assessing all these jobs, the jobs which is published. They will look at the evidence provided for the shortage of those jobs there. And they will also look at the exploitation risk via call for evidence. And the final recommendation will be given only in July 2026. So this is not yet final. It will be all in stage 2 next year. Now, what is the TSL visa design key recommendation? So these are the recommendations. Remember, guys, this is not a law. This is a recommendation by MAC to the government. So what they're suggesting, duration on the list, the jobs which are on that list, they're saying default to 3 years on TSL with full review every 3 years, and shorter 18-month periods possible for occupations with developing job plans. So they have already told sector owners to have some kind of development plans for those jobs so that they don't have to be on TSL for that long. Now, they're also recommending, like I said, maybe 2 to 5 years or 3 to 5 years, and for the visa length with no settlement purpose here. So they're doing that because they want to show them, okay, you can be here for some time, which kind of shows little stability while encouraging domestic workforce investment, because they still want to hire their own people, local people here, rather than bringing immigrants to fill those gaps. And the last thing was about the English language. They said, irrespective of whatever job it is, whether for skill visa, TSL, doesn't really matter. For anyone who will be applying for this TSL visa, uh, they need to have a minimum B1 English language, and so that they understand the employment rights themselves. So those are the recommendation provided. Now, like I said in my introduction, why they are doing it? They are doing it because they want to reduce the net migration. But on the other hand, they can also see it's impacting UK's growth. So they have to keep a balance here, and which is fine, and which is very difficult at the moment, because some key sectors have already started raising concerns and voice, including Mayor of London. For example, some of the critical infrastructure areas, especially around, say, hospitality industry, some areas like construction industry, and also and sectors like carers and senior carers, where they cannot hire from abroad, only people who are in the UK can apply. They have already raised certain concerns as well with the government. Now, of course, they want to reduce the net migration. They had been very vocal about it. That's why they had increased the salary threshold, and they are proposing for a time-limited visa access, which is a temporary kind of visa. They have already said on this no dependents are allowed because it's RQF 3 to 5, and maybe they will increase the visa fee as well. Now, how can they identify the crucial occupations? So what they have done, they have already divided their findings in 3-4 parts. Like, first of all, they're refining the RQF classification. Like I said, they looked at all the jobs which were in TSL, and they are basically RQF 3 to 5. And then they did around quantitative analysis around it. And then they looked at they hosted workshops with the government department, which is representing the major sectors which are impacted. And then they proposed the final assessment. MAC provided the final assessment, which was about 82 occupations, which will be proceeding to the stage 2 to see whether it makes to the final cut or not. So that was the process MAC has followed, and they had talked about in that lengthy 100-page document, which I was saying. Now, in summary, TSL roles will be assessed under the following criteria. So whether it's crucial to the industrial strategy. For example, if all the jobs from the construction industry is removed, will that impact the construction industry today? Construction industry? I think so, yes. So they are trying to look at which are the crucial industry which is being impacted because of it. It can be hospitality industry, like I said, and also some of the part of the healthcare industry as well. And whether it's crucial to the industrial strategy, critical infrastructure, and sectors have demonstrated workforce shortages, and the steps they are pursuing to utilize domestic workers are investing in training and effectively managing exploitation. So all the industries, they have to provide a plan that they are hiring the local people and also investing in training them rather than hiring people from abroad. Now, data of skill shortages across key identified sectors shows that access to the TSL represents a minority of the workforce on average. What it means, 2 out of 10 employees are non-UK workers. So all these areas where they have identified it's critical, 2 out of 10 employees are non-UK workers, which is a big number. Now, this is on a high level. They have mentioned about the 8 growth driving sectors. One is the advanced manufacturing, creative industries, digital and technology, life sciences, clean energy, defense, financial services, professional services. So like I've also mentioned here about construction materials, energy network. So these are the sectors where they can already see some kind of impact now. Now, let me give you a sneak peek. So 82 occupations proceeding to stage 2. So they have divided into 3 parts, like say technical engineering, which includes lab technicians, engineering technicians, CAD technicians, welding trades, electricians, and construction trades. The second category is around creative and digital, artists, musicians, IT technicians, data analysts, and broadcasting operators. And the third is business and finance, which is insurance underwriters, financial technicians, project support officers, and HR professionals. So you may have seen people making videos around saying HR people are needed, artists are needed, dancers are needed. So they all are in temporary shortage occupation list. So if this get approved in the stage 2, then yes, they can be a temporary visa which people can apply. Again, this all are RQ level 3 to 5 jobs, not 6 jobs. So you won't be able to settle here. And like I said, progressing to stage 2 does not mean it will be in TSL. They will review it with a proper plan, looking at whether there are some kind of job plans or not, and then only it will make to the final cut. Now, you must also remember there were additional recommendation which was provided by MAC, which was about maintaining the visa and IHS fees. So it won't be less at the same standard level of TSL roles, unlike the ISL. In the ISL, you guys may be aware that for health and care visa, you have to pay less visa fees and less IHS. So there won't be any less fees. It will be the same standard fees here. English language requirement, which I said it will be at level B1. And then there should be no salary discounts. So no salary discount will be given. At the moment, there are salary discounts which are given to people. So no salary discount. And the last was about new entrant discount is not appropriate. So what is new entrant discount? So people who come here to study in the UK, say on a student visa. So when you study, if your last visa category is student visa, you are allowed to get a new entrant, means you get a 30% discount on the salary threshold. Or people who are here less than 26 years of age, you also get that discount. And there's certain criteria as well. But on a whole, student who come here, they get a new entrant discount who are eligible for 4 years. Now, for this, there will be no new entrant discount. Now, next stage, it is all about the assessment. Now, the job which is submitted already to the government, 82 jobs. Now, they will be looking for the evidence. Nobody can just go and stick a job. They will be looking at which are the sectors, why this is in demand, why it is in critical, why it is in a shortage, why there are less people. So they are looking for something called as call for evidence launch, which will be part of the job plans, where they will demonstrate skill strategies, domestic labor plans, and exploitation safeguards. And then they will move to the shortage analysis, looking at the assessment of vacancy trends, earnings, hours worked, and employee satisfaction. And then they will propose some plan, which is called as jobs plan review, labor market evidence group. And the last will be the recommendation. MAC will provide the final recommendation to Home Secretary in July 2026. So these are the steps which MAC will be taking, where they will be meeting people from all the different industries and critical infrastructure areas which are impacted, analyze it, review the plans they have submitted and how they are being impacted. And then it will be MAC which will be submitting the final recommendation July 2026. Okay, so that's all what they have mentioned. So from the look of it, from what I understand and feel, they are of course hinting towards the temporary visa for low skilled people. So if you have managed to find your job here in 82, maybe it's a good chance for you guys to come here, work on a temporary basis. But it also said, if you happen to find a RQF level 6 job and apply for a skilled visa, you can apply for a skilled visa if you get a sponsorship. So nobody's stopping you there. But on this visa, you cannot settle. So, but it allows you to be temporarily in the UK for the period your CUS will be issued without your dependent. This is what it's hinting towards. Now, I've also extracted the list of 82 jobs, which you can see from my screen here. So maybe you can quickly look at, I have lab technicians, I have directors in consultancy, I have quality assurance technicians, building and civil engineering technicians, CAD and drawing architectural designs, IT operations technicians. Next is IT user technicians, database administrator. You can see artists, authors, writers, actors, dancers, musicians, photographers, interior designers as well, clothing, fashion, and accessories designer, and many more, as you can see from the screen. If I scroll down very quickly to the next page, I can also look at financial account managers, estimators, data analysts as well. Yeah, because it is in still in the temporary list. Business association professionals, marketing guys, sales guys, HR guys, and again more IT people as well. Health and safety managers, credit controller, bookkeepers, financial administrative, occupation, sheet metal. And then here are the construction jobs like welding trades, pipe fitters, metal machining setters, air conditioning and refrigeration installer, vehicle technician. And if I scroll down further, you can see about boat and ship builders, repairs, electricians, TV, video, audio services repairs, and many more. Electrical and electronic traders, electrical service, steel erectors, bricklayers. Again, here are stonemasons. This is all construction, plumbers, carpenters, construction and building trades, followed by carpenters, joiners, plaster, floorers, painters. So almost kind of construction jobs are here. And the last one is all about the water and sewage plant operatives, energy plant operatives. If you want the whole list, you can just comment job and I'll send you the link if you want to go through it. That's all for today's video. I don't have anything more to cover. If you guys got any questions, please let me know in the comment section. I'll provide you the link of the government portal so that you can spend some time reading it. Thanks for watching my video till the end, and I'll see you guys soon with my next video. Till then, keep learning.